Good afternoon and welcome to all the graduates and to the family and friends who have joined you today. It is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Traci Skalberg. For Traci Skalberg, Central Community College isn't just a part of her career, it's part of her story. A proud alumna of CCC Columbus, her connection spans nearly 3 decades and multiple generations. She first experienced CCC as a dual credit student at Columbus High. Later, as a first-generation college student, completing 47 credit hours before transferring, and again, as an adult learner taking community education courses for fun. Today, she knows CCC as a leader, an alumna, and a mother, proudly watching her daughter graduate as part of this year's class. Traci's ties to CCC run deep, not only as an alumna, but also as the daughter of a former CCC Columbus faculty member. She graduated cum laude from Doane University, earned a certificate in fundraising management from Indiana University, and became an Education Foundation certified leader through the Sanford Institute of Philanthropy. Professionally, Traci brings 28 years of nonprofit experience, including 25 in leadership and fundraising. Since joining the CCC Foundation in 2022, she led the foundation in fundraising for projects such as the Perny Inclusive Playground in Grand Island and the Automotive Careers Training Center in Hastings, while also expanding scholarships and opportunities across CCC's 25 county service area. A graduate of Leadership Hastings and Hall County Leadership Tomorrow, a top 35 under 35 honoree, a Sherwood Foundation Community Catalyst, and the Grand Island Independent's 2014 Woman of the Year, Traci has also served as president of the National Association of Education Foundations and the founder of the Nebraska Association of Public Schools Foundations. Beyond her professional life, Traci is a longtime member of Peace Lutheran Church in Grand Island, where she has been active in leadership and ministry for more than 25 years. She and her late husband, Barry, were married at Peace and raised their 3 children, Samuel, Kara, and Lucas, in that same faith community. Today, as executive director of the Central Community College Foundation, Traci continues to champion that mission that began right here at CCC, creating opportunities for education, growth, and building communities. Please join me in welcoming Traci Skalberg.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, graduates, and hi, Kara. Before I begin, I need to share that Kara agreed to let me give this speech today on one very specific condition, that I publicly announce that she is my favorite child. Now, this is a rotating position, so today, Kara, the title is officially yours. You're graduating, you didn't give up, and I'm very proud of you. So I just wanted to say I first started coming to this campus when I was about 8 or 9 years old. My mom would bring my sister and me along with her sometimes when she had to do work in the old home ec room. She was a part-time faculty member, which fit perfectly around her other job, being my mom. I'm going to date myself just a little bit here, but when I was in high school, Columbus High offered exactly one dual credit class. It was Introduction to Education, taught by Barb Averett. I wasn't sure I wanted to go into education, but Barb was a fantastic instructor, so during my senior year, I took the course. And at the time, I dreamed of getting my bachelor's degree in Spanish at a private liberal arts college, and there was really only one way to make that dream affordable: earn as many credits as I could at my hometown community college. So I did just that. When I walked the paths of this campus at 18, I was absolutely certain that I knew everything. I thought this phase at CCC would just be a waiting room, something to get through, a practical chapter where I'd take my gen eds and move on to the real thing. But I was wrong. It turned out to be an incredibly rich and formative experience. My instructors were knowledgeable and genuinely cared. Class sizes were small. I could be as involved, or not, as I wanted. But most importantly, for an 18-year-old who thought she had it all figured out, I found myself sitting next to non-traditional students whose life experiences added depth I didn't yet have. They shaped how I saw the world. That time at Central set the tone for the rest of my educational journey and my life. Because of it, I was able to attend that private liberal arts college, study abroad, and graduate in 4 years. It was smart, it was practical, it was affordable, and I maximized my opportunities. Standing here today, it feels a little like living inside my own It's a Wonderful Life. On paper, my bio reads like everything unfolded in a perfect storybook arc. In many ways, it did. I married my college sweetheart. We built meaningful careers. We raised 3 beautiful children. It had all the makings of happily ever after. But life isn't a Hallmark movie, and sometimes it's a hell of a fight. Midway through our story, my husband was diagnosed with cancer. He was the kindest and smartest man in every room. I could take him anywhere. He was a teacher, a baseball coach, a dad, my best friend. Cancer is cruel. It takes no prisoners. Overnight, in addition to being wife, mom, chief family organizer, I had to learn a whole new collection of job titles, none of which I felt prepared for. Remember, I was a liberal arts major. Suddenly, I needed skills people train for. I was part nurse, part CNA, part over-the-road truck driver, part insurance advocate, full-time medical navigator, full-time family warrior. For 21 months, we lived on high alert, daily or weekly doctor's visits, 14 trips to Mayo Clinic, 1,000 miles each time, while working full-time and trying to keep a family afloat. And then came the 5 worst words a doctor can say: get your affairs in order. We didn't get to grow old together. In the summer of 2021, I found myself standing at a headstone with both of our names on it, mine included. My birth date carved in that stone, my death date still blank. It is a shock beyond words to be 45 years old, staring at your own grave, your life dreams shattered. As much as I wanted to crawl into that ground with him, I had 3 children who needed me to love them forward. I felt like I had died, but my death date was not on that stone. It is profound. I had to learn how to breathe again. I had to learn how to do life. I had to learn how to change the furnace filter, remember to take the trash out, mow, sustain a family, fulfill our financial plans, still send kids to college. The list goes on. But most importantly, I had to learn how to dream again. I vowed to live every day like I'm dying because I knew all too well that tomorrow is not promised. It also helped to have deep-rooted faith, to understand that this is not my main event. Life here is incredibly finite. We only have a set number of days, weeks, or moments. Persistence. It didn't come easy, but if I'm honest, it's part of my character. Every time I thought, I can't do this, 2 things would go through my head. First, Psalms 31:24, be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. And my dad's favorite 80s mantra, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. I didn't want to be tough, but the choices were simple: wallow or try to live fully. My kids and I walked this painful road together, each in our own way. There were seasons of depression, fear, apathy, sickness, setbacks, and zigzag paths that should have been straight. My heart aches for the ways that their father's death shaped their journeys. One day, a colleague looked at me and she said, "Wow, Traci, that really sucks." And I said, yeah, it does. It is a big bowl of suck. And life, sooner or later, hands each of us that bowl. But not everything sucks. You can find beauty, even in the brokenness. It takes stubbornness, persistence, resilience. Call it what you want, but you get back up. You take on the day, the week, the life. Graduates, you already know this. whatever it took for you to get here today, whatever obstacles, responsibilities, fears, or detours, you persisted. You proved that you have what it takes, not just to survive, but to thrive. Your path may not be linear. Mine certainly hasn't been. But persistence is the superpower that will carry you through the days when life feels heavy. When I didn't know what to do, I relied on my faith. I worked hard and just kept doing the next right thing. I created strategies, writing down goals so I had something to look forward to, something to hope for. I made my bed every day so I wouldn't climb back into it. Sometimes we fake it until we make it. Sometimes we rebuild from the ground up. Sometimes we rise only because the ashes push us upward. Pain, strangely, can create perspective and even beauty. So graduates, as I close, I have 2 questions and a little advice. As you stand here today, taking in all you have accomplished, ask yourself, what would I tell my younger self now? Because you are wiser today. You are stronger today. And then, most importantly, look forward and ask, what can I do today that my future self will be proud of? This moment, your graduation, it's not an ending, it's a beginning. The word commence literally means to begin. So today is the first day. Begin boldly. Set goals, write them down, make choices that move you forward, move you toward them. Love unapologetically, live courageously. Do not wait in the waiting room of your life. Live with tenacity, grit, and grace. And remember, grit without gratitude becomes bitterness. Gratitude keeps us human. Gratitude keeps us whole. The Bible says, give thanks in all circumstances. Pause and be grateful. Even when the bowl is full of suck, it will help you see the beauty that's still there. I'm grateful for my association with Central Community College. CCC launched me into my future and has continued to resource me through every stage of my life. It's the bookend at the beginning, the quiet support in the middle, and the beautiful full circle of my current position as the director of Central Community College Foundation. That is the beauty of a true community college. It is accessible, it is affordable, always evolving, always meeting people exactly where they are. It builds community, it builds people, it builds hope. That's my CCC. That's your CCC. So today, I want you to give thanks, yes, even in circumstances that you didn't choose, and step boldly into what comes next. Persist, dream big, love big, and live a life that will make your future self proud. Congratulations, graduates of Central Community College. I cannot wait to see what is next for you. Thank you.